Title: The House of Unseen Terror. In the quiet hamlet of Willowbrook, where the silver mist clung to ancient oaks and whispered secrets to the wind, there stood a house forgotten by time. Its timbers groaned under the weight of a tragic history, and ivy snaked its way up the decaying walls, as if nature itself sought to reclaim it. This house, they said, held a secret, a gateway to another dimension, a realm of horrors beyond mortal comprehension. The townsfolk spoke of it in hushed tones, warning their children to stay away, lest the darkness that dwelled within consume them. For deep within those forsaken walls, monsters languished, their howls echoing through the night, their claws scraping at barriers that held them captive. On a night shrouded in a thick fog, a stranger emerged from the shadows, his steps heavy with purpose. Ethan, a man with eyes that held the weight of untold sorrows, had been marked by a past he could never forget. The pursuit of redemption had led him to this forsaken place, a final act of desperation in a world that had lost all sense of order. He approached the decaying doorway, fingers tracing the ridges of ancient wood. The air hung heavy with a palpable malevolence, yet Ethan's resolve did not waver. With a breath steadying his quivering frame, he pushed open the door, revealing a yawning abyss of darkness. Inside, the world had twisted upon itself. Corridors wound like serpents, their walls pulsating with a sinister energy. Shadows danced in a grotesque ballet, and the air bore the weight of long-forgotten screams. Every step forward seemed to echo through the void, a macabre drumbeat in the heart of the house. As Ethan pressed on, the magnetic trance grew stronger, its tendrils winding around his consciousness. It tugged at his mind, whispering half-formed promises and threatening to unravel the seams of his sanity. But he pressed on, guided by the force that held the house in thrall. Through the labyrinthine passages he ventured, the creatures lurking in the corners of his vision, horrors born of fevered nightmares flitting just beyond his reach. They clawed at the barriers, eyes gleaming with a malevolent hunger. Their moans, a symphony of despair, seemed to resonate with the very foundations of the house. At last, in the heart of the abyss, Ethan stumbled upon a chamber forgotten by time. An altar, ancient and foreboding, stood sentinel, its surface etched with cryptic symbols that seemed to writhe and pulse. It emanated an unholy power, resonating with the very soul of the house. With trepidation clawing at his throat, Ethan began the incantation. The air grew frigid, as if the very breath of winter seeped through the walls. The house itself seemed to groan in protest, its timbers bowing under the weight of unseen forces. The creature's wails crescendoed, a cacophony of agony that threatened to shatter reality itself. In the heart of that terrible ritual, as the boundary between worlds grew thin, hope clawed its way into Ethan's chest. He could feel the threads of destiny shifting, bending to his will. The monster's frenzied attempts to break free became more desperate, a last-ditch effort to escape their eternal prison. But then, in a blinding flash of light, the altar surged with a power that surpassed even Ethan's darkest imaginings. The force consumed him, leaving nothing but an echo of his desperate plea hanging in the air. Time seemed to stand still, as if the very fabric of existence held its breath. When the light finally faded, the house stood silent once more. The monsters, thwarted and imprisoned, let out hollow, haunting echoes that reverberated through the emptiness. The doorway to the other dimension remained, forever sealed, an unyielding barrier between worlds. Within the house, Ethan's presence lingered, a phantom of determination and tragic sacrifice. His essence, bound to the malevolent forces he sought to tame, whispered through the twisted corridors, a lament for a future that could never be. And in Willowbrook, the town held its breath, knowing that the House of Unseen Terror would forever stand as a testament to the dangers of meddling with the unknown, a chilling reminder that some secrets were never meant to be unraveled.